on my show. You don't have to be a star, baby, to be on my show. Well, good evening to you and yours. And of course, you are inside the Little Hut podcast with yours truly, Kimberly F. Brown and Brown on Cleveland. All talk, no gossip, and just maybe a little bit of drama. So before we get started, as always, this podcast is brought to you by Aletha Johnson of Dream Team Realty. So if you're looking for commercial property, a single home, new development, please call Ms. Johnson at 216 375 3681. 216 375 3681. The podcast is also brought to you by the concerned citizens of Garfield Heights. And also, we have another sponsor, and her name is Dana Anderson. And don't forget that Fearless Designs Fall Showcase Fashion Show is forthcoming. And they have a featured guest, and of course, that is Forecast. And all of this is going down at the Civic Center, so you don't want to miss it. You can reach out and call Dana right now at 216 256 4467. That's 216 456 4467. Welcome inside the Little Hut podcast with yours truly, Kimberly Brown. Now, there's something so exciting that is going on tomorrow afternoon. If you don't mind taking a trip to Akron, Ohio, please do so. And if you live in the city of Akron, Ohio, please attend the Women Supporting Women first annual Empowerment Zone Park event, right? That's going to take place at Hardesty Park in the city of Akron from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Now, watch this. They have over 100 female vendors. I mean, this event is going to be tip top, totally together, and really epic. You don't want to miss it. In addition to that, they will have speakers by some of the most prominent women in the state of Ohio. I'm telling you, it's going to be hot. You don't want to miss it because so it's going to be talked about and you're not going to be part of that conversation. So, from my understanding, they're going to have food trucks, they're going to have vendors, they're going to have activities for the entire family. They're going to have a DJ, and her name is DJ Tasha, and they tell me that she can get down on the microphone. I kid you not. So you don't want to miss it. This is a time for women to come together and network. Now, you know what they say about women, and I totally disagree. They try to act like, we don't get along. Well, watching the news lately, it looks like the fellas don't get along. No shade, no pun intended, but at the end of the day, you want to get down to the city of Akron. It is women supporting women. And if you have not read my story on Newsbreak under Brown on Cleveland, find it, Google it, and check out the story that I wrote about three fascinating women who will be part of this empowerment showcase tomorrow in the city of Akron at Hardesty Park. Brown, 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 that darn brown on Cleveland. Yes. But listen, you guys, there's a situation that is going on in the city of Memphis, Tennessee. And I need to take you back to January 7th, 2025. 23. Let's talk about Tyre Nichols. You guys remember him? Tyre Nichols was the 29-year-old black man who was fatally injured by five black police officers in Memphis, Tennessee. And after his assault by the officers, Tyre died 3 days later. So we know that the trial of three of the officers, because two pleaded guilty, but the trial of the remaining three started on September 9th. I know that people sometimes get tired of hearing police and civilian brutality, police and civilian fatalities. I get it. But my phone has been ringing about this case because people are asking me how come the black community is not outraged? Why? Why is there so much silence? Is it because Tyre Nichols was allegedly killed by five black men who are police officers? So I've been asked, they said, Brown on Cleveland, if the officers were white, there would be so much outrage here in this United States of America. They said, Brown, are you silent? Not just me, but black people in general. Are we silent? Are we not outraged because the people who are said to have caused his death are black and they look like me? Hmm. Well, that is a valid question. It's a valid concern. And as some people like Lemons, what's his name? Lemons, I don't know, on CNN, I think that's the station he works for, as they are offended by the question, Kimberly Brown, Brown on Cleveland, I am not offended. So, can we please answer this question? When black people are abused, misused, and killed by police officers who are white, why do we raise so much hell? But when they are killed by officers, police officers who are sworn to protect and serve, and when they look like us, why are we quiet? Well, some people are saying to me, well, Kimberly, it's not that we are ignoring the issue, it's because we are distracted from the issue. And my response is when there's a death, anybody's death, there should never be a distraction. That should be an issue that everybody should want to deal with. Because one thing I know for a fact, people have a tendency to ignore somebody else's heartache and heartbreak until it happens to them. And when it happens to them and their family, then they want everybody to run north, south, east, and west and hold up signs, no justice, no peace. Everybody wants people to do that when it happens to them. But could you imagine that if every time something happened, that everybody became outraged rather than taking a position of, it ain't my business. But see, here's the thing. Some of you folks are so busy minding other people's silly business. When it comes down to the real business, you have no say. And maybe this is the reason why they're silent. I have no idea. Some people are trying to tell me, they say, well, Brown, people are silent because they're paying attention to the presidential race. Listen, I'm going to say it again. Kimberly Brown, I'm not shaking my pom poms for a bunch of millionaires who don't give a crap about middle class people, who don't give a crap about the poor people, who just don't give a crap about people in general. I'm not going to allow anything to sway my opinion or not be concerned because of a presidential election. So the question I have for people who give me that response is, what have they done for you lately? Because last I checked, and I'm going to keep saying this, when we had that blackout here in the state of Ohio, on the northern part of Ohio, I didn't hear from Mr. Trump and we didn't hear from Mrs. Kamala Harris. We did not. And I'm more than quite sure that our Congress people, I hope and I pray, brought it to their attention. But still to this day, I haven't heard neither one of them, not even the VP, ask how are Ohioans doing. So until you ask that question, Kimberly Brown cannot shake her pom poms for either candidate. I'm not going to do that for a bunch of millionaires who don't care about everyday struggling working people. Brown on Cleveland, and yes, I said it. The other reason people are telling me that people are not paying attention to the Tyre Nichols case is because of Sean Diddy Combs. Well, here again, you have another millionaire billionaire. He done found himself in trouble. Did he do it? Did he not? Not my business, not my concern. I, Kimberly Brown, I don't know about that situation. But what I do know, I will never support any man who has put his hands on a woman. I will not support any woman who has aggressively put her hands on a man. There's never a reason to become violent. If you're in a relationship and if you guys feel as though you got to put your hands on someone in an aggressive manner, you need to learn how to just walk away. But there's so much being said about this man called Sean Combs. Has nothing to do with a Kimberly Brown. Me, I'm going to mind my business. So that topic right there should not be a reason why Black America, white America, Americans in themselves should not pay attention to the Tyre Nichols case. I'm going to say it again. Tyre Nichols, on January 7th, 2023, the 29-year-old Black man was fatally injured by 5 Black police officers in Memphis, Tennessee, and he died 3 days later. They beat that man. They abused that man. They misused that man. And they laughed at that man. They pulled that man over for a traffic stop. They said he was driving recklessly. But that does not mean that he should have not been given a ticket. How is it that you're driving while Black and you end up dead and attacked? And the hurtful component was this: they watched that man as he laid there on the ground and he was hurt. And when EMS came, from my understanding, looking at the reports, it took EMS more than 15 minutes to serve this guy. And it is reported, this is not Kimberly Brown saying it, this is what was reported, that EMS allegedly stated that they didn't know that this man was injured. What type of shiggity boo is this? The officers reported that they stopped Nichols for reckless driving. I repeat, they have a special unit, or I should say, had a special unit of cops called the Scorpions, who were supposed to help reduce crime by going after aggressive people in the street. This is what they were supposed to do with this unit. But this unit on this night apparently did not follow the protocol or the policies of that special unit. Driving recklessly, not fast, but recklessly, does not mean that you chase somebody and you beat them. Where do they do that? I guess only in America. Brown on Cleveland. The Memphis Police Department, from my understanding, they released 4 edited video clips from the police body camera and a nearby pole mounted camera, right? The police chief, Davis, later stated, these are her words, that the department had reviewed the camera footage and could not find any evidence of probable cause for the traffic stop. Hmm. Crazy, right? Crazy. Unbelievable. And we want to walk around here and act like we don't know what's going on with the Tyre Nichols case. 29 years old, he could have been my son because I'm almost 60. He could have been your son or your grandson. And you mean to tell me that we're going to keep allowing mothers and fathers to hurt and bury their children all because we are distracted and because we don't pay attention to what's going on in this here United States of America? I don't know. All I know is that this young man, he was beat by the police with a baton, just like they did what? Old Rodney King. He was threatened, he was abused, he was misused. And people are asking, where are the protesters? Where is black on black crime? Where is Black Lives Matter? So I'm going to read to you a statement from Black Lives Matter, right? This is interesting. It says the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation issued a statement that stated, although the media has spent a great amount of time drawing attention to the fact that the police officers are black as if that is important, let us be clear. All police represent the interests of capitalism and impel state sanctioned violence. Anyone who works within a system that perpetuates state sanctioned violence is complicit in upholding white supremacy. So I will still ask, with that statement, Black Lives Matter movement, where are you? Brown on Cleveland. The 5 officers involved were also charged with civil rights violations by federal authorities in connection with the killing. One of them later pled guilty to these charges. He later agreed to plead guilty to all state charges, including murder. A second officer pled guilty in August 2024. The other 3, from my understanding, listen, they are probably wasting tax dollars, but I guess everybody has a right to a trial. There's that thing called, you know, innocent until proven guilty. The sad part is that Tyre Nichols is not here to tell his story. Brown on Cleveland, listen, I don't know why black people become so silent when it's black on black crime. A crime to me is a crime. And I keep telling people, you cannot go to a parent, mother, father, sister, brother, grandma, grandpa, and tell somebody that their relatives' life did not matter because he or she was not killed by an officer who is white. Shame on you. If you're an activist, shame on you. If you're an advocate, shame. Speak up. Listen, the hell with the presidential election. And I said it. The hell with P. Diddy, and did he do it? We saw that video of what he did to Kathy. I believe that lady is not lying. She's telling the truth. That other stuff that went on behind closed doors at his freaky, whatever you call it, freak Nick parties, I don't know. All I know is this. I wasn't there. Some of y'all were there. And all this mess will come out. Don't know, don't care, has nothing to do with me right here. Keep your hands to yourself. You got to learn when to mind your business and when to mind business. You decide. Listen, my name is Kimberly Brown. Brown, 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 simply Brown on Cleveland. That damn Brown on Cleveland. Friday evening, I got a busy day on tomorrow. I'm over at Flavor Southern Cuisine for a fundraiser for a young lady who has breast cancer. And they're trying to raise $50,000. I'm the DJ for the afternoon. If you're not doing anything on tomorrow, and if you can hear the sound of my voice, I invite you out to Flavor Southern Cuisine, located in the city of Garfield Heights. Stop on by between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. Show someone that you can mind somebody's business and do some great things. Contribute to the concerns of breast cancer. You have a mother, you have a sister, you have a grandmother, you have nieces. You never know. Maybe one day you may have to experience something like this. And I pray to God you don't. Again, my name is Kimberly Brown. My time is up. You guys have a great Friday evening. And as I always say, I know you probably don't like me. And I'm okay with that because guess what? I probably don't like you either. And that's what we have in common. So you guys have a great evening, a great weekend. And, I'll talk to you again. God willing, make me able. Make us able. Again, you don't have to be a star. No. You don't have to be a star, baby, to be on my show. You don't have to be a star, baby, but you better be bold. Brown, 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 simply